Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Uncharted 2 Remastered on brutal difficulty. This is my guide and walkthrough. We're currently on chapter 12 of 26, and we have got, let's see, I believe 5 guys to take out. But this is pretty much elementary, very basic stuff. So I don't anticipate you'll have too many problems on this. So the first guy that you take out is the one that we just did. This guy was moving away from the structure here, but we were able to take him out in time. Now, excuse me. Now there's one guy up above us, but he has a blind eye to everything, so you do not need to worry about him. Now these guys over here, there's a heavy that's going to turn around at one point. And do you see the soldier to the left? Most of the time he will go in the direction of the heavy, so all you need to do is just take care of this guy. And I don't think the heavy ever stands up from where he's kneeling there, and I find it comforting that you can take care of heavies like that. I'm glad there's not some kind of a struggle, you know, when you're directly behind them, that they are treated just as other enemies. You just snap their neck very swiftly, and it's all done with. There's no tussle. There's no threat of you know, losing or having your cover blown. That is the first of the 3 main sections on this chapter. The next one is it's difficult, but there's ways to manage it. You're getting an infinite amount of ammunition, so you never have to worry about that. The strangest thing about this part that's coming up is that the blind fire is your bullets go so askew that it's just like when you see it's so totally, it works, but it's practically useless. But you know, sometimes aiming is just, you know, it's too much. There's too much risk of dying. So after you've shot the door boards out of her way, you're going to be jumping over to back where you were, and there's several waves of enemies, and your position here is going to be crucial to where your safety lies. Now, if you die, these enemies are going to, well, first of all, if you do die, then they're going to just jump to over here first. They come to the left if you don't die, but I'm pretty sure you're going to die on this part. So you want to take care of these enemies. The best way to do that is to shoot those propane tanks. Now, what I'm trying to do here is to destroy this guy's cover. The real good thing about this part is that you can stand down here in relative safety, sort of in the same vein. If you remember back in chapter 6, I did this tactic where I was hanging off a building ledge, and we're doing the same sort of thing. The only problem is you're not completely safe here, and do you see how my reticle is aiming but I'm not being able to fire even though I have ample bullets? Well, the game just will not let me fire unless my gun reticle is over to the right a little bit more. So I have to see, it just flat out won't let me fire. It does that from certain locations. See, it only lets me fire from about right there. Unfortunately, he went with the program there. These guys with the laser sights there, they are the least amount of a threat. And now on this part, this guy can be dealt with blind fire. So just keep moving the camera until you get a good fix on this guy, and the bullets go. See how astray they go? They go really astray. So. Since this guy is close to you, I think that's the only reason that blind fire works. But the blind fire does work. It's just that you've got to be in like a very extremely specific position to be able to do it. Now, on these last 2 guys, your priority should be the left guy, because the guy to the right is dug in, and he's under a lot of suppression from Elena's fire. So it's much safer to go after the guy to the left and then go after the guy to the right. See, he barely sticks his head out of cover, so he's a little bit hard to hit, but it's a good thing because you're not in much risk, and you could actually aim on this last guy. So if he did kill you somehow, it would be a rare thing, I think, because, like I said, he's basically just entrenched behind that cover blind firing, so he doesn't have a good fix on you at all. Now this last part, it took me about 35 minutes. It's a fun section. It's just really difficult, and I think that's a good combination because as long as it's not unfair, I don't mind it at all. So, and it isn't. It isn't unfair. It's just damn hard. So they're going to be throwing you into a situation where you've got a lot of guys charging you. You've got some guys. See, one of the main threats, aside from instantly getting killed, sometimes is that, and you don't instantly get killed, except by the sniper rifle guys. They do give you one chance to get behind cover. Is that enemies jumping into the car can surprise you, and I would say you can either use the 9mm or you can use the pistol. The latter is admittedly stronger, but it's got a really slow rate of fire, and it just I would, you might want to sacrifice the weaker weapon, but the faster weapon, ultimately the 9mm. So I would dispense with the fall and use the 9mm as well as the Dragon Sniper Rifle. They give you a lot of grenades, and what I would do at first is I would start tossing grenades. Now, if you want to auto throw them, it's more accurate and faster, but you're vulnerable. And if you want to manual throw them, it's a tad slower, but you're safer. Like your head's not sticking out. So as I say, it's your choice what you want to do, but just let me emphasize this the most. The best way to most swiftly and most successfully do this part is to throw the grenades in clusters of enemies, because you can't realistically just aim over and expect to hit people without instantly getting executed. So what you want to do is just start throwing grenades, and then there's going to be one guy with a shotgun over there, and after you've killed I don't know how many enemies it is, but quite a few enemies. Just make sure that this guy doesn't come into the car. And now at about this point, you're going to have the laser sight on you. What I do is I switch to the Dragon Sniper Rifle, switch my shoulders, and get a leg shot on him. It's basically all I can do from the safety of that. It does work. You've just got to be pretty accurate. Now, the main threat over here is these two guys. If these two guys can be dealt with a grenade, do it. They will jump in the car and kill you. They did that every time to me. So what I did was I threw another one because the first one didn't seem to take. And I had to throw, did I have to throw 3 on these guys? Wow. But those guys always killed me. So at this point, what you want to do is just clear up any more people straight ahead, and pick up some more grenades. You notice I do have the pistol on, even though I recommended not to have it. Well, the thing is, in all this hecticness, it's hard to even realize what you're doing, let alone what weapons you have. So another threat here. Now, nobody's going to jump into the car from the left, but people could jump into the car from straight ahead or from the right. So that's where you want to keep your attention divided. So just clear these guys out. Then once you've got the laser sight on you from the right, you need to kill this guy or he'll finish you off. So I didn't even zoom in. I missed him the first time, and then just take him out, get back behind cover, and at this point you've won. You've pretty much won, because Nathan's going to say something, the truck's going to pull up, dropping off the ultra heavies, and there's a point of interest here where it wants you to press up on the D-pad. Don't do it. I believe it might push you out of cover, so don't do it. But that's a very hectic part. It's not very long, though. That's the good thing. It's just it's very succinct but very difficult. So as long as you can just absolutely just sit tight, you'll eventually get to checkpoint and you'll be finished with this section. And how was it? That was hard, huh? It's damn hard. Take care.